Well, well, well. Guess who it is? Diesel's back. Join me, subscribe, but get the word out. Diesel's back, and he ain't going nowhere. Hello. I don't know where to start. Can everyone hear me, first of all? Welcome to Diesel Arsenal. Back on the stream again. I hope we're all good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Anyone in the chat? Don't mind who it is. Oh, wait. Yeah, Marcus, thank you. Do you know what? This is probably one of the first times I've ever come on the stream, and I'm just speechless. I don't know what to say, guys. I really don't. For some reason, watching that game earlier on and seeing us capitulate like that, the word for me isn't anger. That's not the feeling. You know, it normally is. It's more hurt. That really hurt me today. I'm watching it and I'm just trying to process why. In fact, we know why. You know, let's just get to it. Look, before I do, I'm trying to. No, I'm just going to say what I really think. Let me start from the top. Shout you guys out before we crack on with this stream. We've got Alistair Willis in the chat, and I will come back to your question in a minute, Alistair. I hope you're well, mate. We've got Arsenal Forever in the chat. There he is. We've got Joe Gugg in the chat. Big up yourself, Joe. Todd Burgess here. Big up yourself. We've got Wazza Rooney. Come on. By the way, guys, Warren is doing a stream on Tuesday on this channel, and it's about Jeffrey Epstein, right? Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, did he die of natural causes, or was he murdered? Was he killed? Now, you guys know how much I love the paranormal and obviously doing, conspiracy theories, etc., on this channel. And Warren researches it like no man you've ever seen before. He researches the hell out of it, and he's been researching this for the last 2 weeks. It's now ready. It looks really good, and he will be here Tuesday, 7 o'clock, I believe, 7 p.m. If I'm wrong, Warren, please correct me in the chat. But yeah, Jeffrey Epstein, this one's going to be a good one. This is the one I've been asking Warren to do for a while, because this one really intrigues me. So he will be here on Tuesday doing that. So please show him your support and tune in. We've got Mark PJF85 in the chat. Big up yourself. We've got Kabir Adden in the chat as well. Tony Blackwell, my very good friend there, relative of the person who's currently missing at the moment. He's gone MIA, young Terence. If you find him, Tony, please let me know. Exactly. Where is Terence? We need to, someone pay the ransom. We've got Pepsi Pack in the chat. We've got Nino in the chat. We got who else? We got Mike England in the chat. Pick up yourself, Mike. Hope you well, mate. Marcus, Mariah T is in the chat as well. Big up yourself, mate. We got Steve RFC in the chat. Big up yourself, Stelios. Sorry, Steve. I know you don't like it when I say that. We've got Pieter Jablanowski in the chat. Hope you're well, my friend. Ryan Stockley, my mate. Come on. Hope you're well, Ryan. We've got Dominic Buckner. It was all a dream. Big tune. Come on. Big Dom. Hope you're well, mate. We've got Manny. Hope you're well, Manny. Good to see you as well, brother. Mike, Mike, if you can find him, let me know. Yeah? Let me know, please. Joanne Smith, the lovely Joanne. I hope you're well, my darling. And you shared it out on Facebook as well. Thank you very much. Little details like that make a big difference. Honestly, I can't lie to you. And you lost 3 stone as well. Fair play to you. Do you know what? It's not easy at all. So do you know what? You've got my respect straight away. We've got Tony Ebra. My God, these are the real Arsenal fans want the title. The losers want a new kit and happy with second. Oh, Tony, trust me, we are going to dissect this in a minute. Brenny K74, Brenny, hope you're well, mate. Big up yourself. We've got Christ Shifter in the chat as well. I know I'm sounding like Ty, right? It just gets to a point. Do you know what? I'm so wary of just saying the same thing every single week, guys. And I don't want to bore you. I really don't. I want to keep you as subscribers. I don't want to lose you. The Assembled, I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're good. We've got Max. Oh, I love this. Oh, what a name this is. Maximum Pain. Come on. God, sounds like me when I'm with a bird. Hope you're well, mate. Maximum, big up yourself. We've got Liam R97 in the chat as well, my guy. Come on. Will M. Hooper, big up yourself. We've got Niall Kane in the chat as well. And last but not, no, actually, we've got two more. We've got Mr. Waffle. Yeah, something I love. Syrup on that. Gorgeous. Mr. Waffle, hope you're well, mate. And last but not least, we've got Static. My guy, come on. Right, where do we start? Where do we start? Do you know what? Let's just call it for what it is. These players are bottle jobs, yeah? And I thought to myself, when I was advertising this stream for tonight, I thought to myself, right, what am I going to talk about? Obviously, besides the game today. And I'm going to tell you my plan, if I was the owner, what I am going to do from now on. Because the way I'm looking at it, guys, after what I saw today, right, look, either way, Man City are going to win this title, right? You know, we blew it. I think from the West Ham game, after the Liverpool game, I still had a bit of hope. I think the West Ham game was what really done it for me. However, that being said, there was always a chance. You know, all Arsenal had to do was win their games, win the rest of their games, and obviously leave it up to fate, right? That was the plan. What I think happened today, and listen, if you look at the title of my thumbnail, what did I put? Arsenal are flat track bullies. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, you guys who watch me every single week, you know I've always called Arsenal this, flat track bullies, because to me, that's what they are. They're flat track bullies, you know, and I say this all the time, the analogy of a boxer, you're just constantly punching this guy in the ring and he's taking your punches. And all of a sudden, at some point, he's going to get sick of it and he's going to start punching you back. And the minute he does punch you back, that's where you wilt, you go hiding, you get fragile. And that's Arsenal. Yeah, that is Arsenal. Right now, Brighton, you know, back in the day, we could have sat here and said, blimey, this is, with all due respect, this is Brighton, right? We can't say that anymore because Brighton are a very good side, yeah, and they scored us today. Now, my thing is, what hurts me the most is we've allowed Brighton to come into our yard, our patch, our home, and mug us off like that. I'm sorry, but no. And people are going to tell me about, you know, injuries and Saliba, and it's irrelevant. I don't think it matters anymore who's out on that pitch. There is a bigger problem here. And the bigger problem is the mentality. They're weak. Nothing has changed. And you know what? I said to you guys before, you know, that I feel like I've been betrayed. I feel like Arsenal have tricked me because I started to believe big time this season. Yeah, I thought that obviously the mentality, the mindset, you know, what we'd been lacking over the years, we finally got it somehow, somewhere. And but as the season went on and when we came, you know, knee deep into the business end of the season, you know, slowly but surely, you know, the more pressure that's ramped up on Arsenal, the more fragile we become, the more fragile we get, you know, and that's what we've seen. Yeah. I am really angry, guys. But do you know what? It gets to a point where I think to myself, do you know what? You know, I'm known, and I'm not silly, I'm known for coming on here and actually, like, you know, going into one and going on a proper rant and really going, you know, getting stuck into this team. The truth of the matter is, are any of us really shocked with what we saw today? Because, to be honest with you, I wasn't. You know, fair play to Arsenal last week against Newcastle, because I thought that was an absolutely brilliant result. But then I look at today, and you know, a lot of Arsenal fans are saying, "Oh, you know, they got smashed. They had 5 past them against Everton, and that's going to work in our favour." And there's part of me thinking, no, if anything, it's going to go the other way. It's going to go the other way because that would have hurt Brighton. And I think Brighton obviously became complacent in that game. Oh, it's only Everton, right? And they got taught a lesson, and that would have hurt them because they've had a great season so far, right? And Roberto De Zerbi, what a season he's had. Good manager. And he done that press conference after that Everton loss, and he more or less said something along the lines of, that wasn't the real us out there today. That wasn't the real Brighton. I don't know what it was, but that weren't us. However, having said that, you will see the real Brighton on Sunday at the Emirates against Arsenal. Big talk. Big talk. We're talking pie in your face if that goes wrong. The truth of the matter is, guys, he was bang on. He was bang on. They schooled us today. We came up against a team who can also play ball. And play ball they did. Now, look, I'll be honest with you guys. The first half, I didn't think we were that bad. Yes, sloppy passes going astray. But I don't think we were that bad in the first half. All we had to do was score. The one thing that we had to do, we couldn't do. Second half time comes. Arteta's going to give these boys a talking to, and I generally thought we're going to come back in the second half. What we saw was capitulation in the second half. That is the worst I think I've seen us play all season. Brighton dominated every aspect of that game. And I mean dominated. Went through our midfield like we weren't there. A knife through butter, like I always say. Yeah? It was easy for them. And do you know what? What angered me about us, but do you know what I actually respected and admired about Brighton was the fact that they go 1-0 up. And like some other teams, we got the one goal, let's park the bus and keep it tight. No. Brighton want another one. Along comes goal number 2. You'd think even then, 2-0 up, away at the Arsenal, in the Emirates, 2 goals up. Right, now let's park the bus. Let's take off the attackers, put on some defensive-minded players and park the bus. No. Brighton don't want just 2. It's not enough. Let's really make a statement. Let's really put right the wrongs of last week against Everton. So what do? They attack. Waves of attack. They get the 3rd goal. Arsenal 0, Brighton 3. Even then, 3 goals. It's not enough. They want more. My God. You'd think Brighton were the home team today. I could not believe it. 3-0 up. And they are trying to go for a 4th. Yeah? And what annoys me about our team is even when they're 1-0 down, there is no reaction. Arsenal go 2-0 down, no reaction. Arsenal go 3-0 down, no reaction. Let me ask you guys in the chat, what's got to give until Arsenal wake up and actually try and put a boot in, yeah? And try and start playing. Brighton pressed us, harassed us. They did not give us 1 second on that ball. But when they had the ball, we didn't press. By the way, I asked you guys this last week. Where's our pressing game gone? Where has that gone? The one thing that served us so well all season, the last several weeks, it's not been there. Why? Why is no one asking this question? I want to know why. Because I watch other streams, certain other channels, and I don't hear anyone ask this. Why? Where's the pressing game? Where has it gone? That intensity, where's it gone? Where? Where is it gone? Don't give it to me about tiredness. These boys are playing once a week. I'm not having that. Where's it gone? Brighton, by the way, have a younger squad than what we do. So I don't want to hear this, they're a young team. They're still trying to find themselves. Find themselves. Find what? Find what are you talking about? Internationals in that team. We have international captains in that team. Yeah? No one was talking about their age when we were winning and we were top. No, the age didn't come into question then, did it? It's only when we lose, only when we go through a bad time that all of a sudden But they are a young team, Diesel. I mean, let's be honest here. They're a young team. They're still learning to play with all that. No, listen, no. Don't come to me with that crap, all right? Don't want to hear it, yeah? Don't want to hear it, guys. I'm sorry. No. This isn't the channel for that. A weak mindset like that, you belong over there with AFTV. Do not come onto this channel and spout that rubbish, yeah? That, what we saw out there, yeah? And do you know what, guys? I'm going to be totally honest, and I will come to the comments shortly, I promise you, right? I've just got to get this out. I genuinely believe, right, that those Arsenal players were in that dressing room and they was watching that Man City game. And when they saw Man City rip Everton a new one, yeah? And don't forget, Man City had the luxury of resting certain players, and they still go out and rip Everton like that. That, for me, Arsenal were watching that and thinking, do you know what? What's the point? We're never going to catch this lot. What's the point? And when the full-time whistle went and Man City was confirmed, Man City had won the game, 3-0 up, and it's done. Arsenal players, that something come over them. Scared. Yeah? Scared. They gave up. What's the point? Because I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of Arsenal fans. I believe this. I do believe this. I do believe that there were a lot of Arsenal fans and even the players who genuinely thought Everton would be a banana skin for Man City today, especially when you think of what Everton did to Brighton last week. There was a lot of people, the players included, who were living in hope that Everton would do something against Man City, even if it was a draw, something. And I think when reality kicks in, and Man City obviously turned up and do what they do, they win because they're winners, right? I watched that game. They're 3-0 up. I'm seeing Guardiola tearing into his players. And even when one of the commentators was saying, do you know what? It's mad. You're seeing him doing that to his players and they're 3-0 up. They're winning. And I'm listening to this commentator thinking, yeah, but it's because people like you, do you know what? Put me in the media. Yeah? Because people like you, he is a winner. He doesn't just want to win. He wants to win by perfection. This is why, pound for pound, he is the best manager in world football. That is a fact. Don't hear none of this, oh, no, it's Klopp. No. Pep smacks Klopp all over the place, right? And I rate Klopp. Pep, for me, is in a league of his own. He's up there, yeah? He is all about perfection, right? Perfection. Those players who don't play for weeks on end and then come in and just do a job. You don't see rustiness with these players. You don't see, oh, they're rusty, they haven't played in a month. No, they come in and they do a job. And a good job at that. Winners. Winners. Right? Look at our lot today. Had to win that game to keep the pressure on Man City. And who knows? Fate. No. Weak. Yeah? Weak. And do you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not putting all of this down on Arteta. And do you know what? I was having a really good think about this earlier on, guys. And I'm going to say this, right? Arteta, and this is what I genuinely believe and what I genuinely think, because I'm seeing a lot of channels ripping into this guy. I'm going to say this, right? You know, people ask me all the time, what are my thoughts on Arteta? Have I changed? This is my honest opinion and verdict on Arteta. He has gone up in my estimation due to what he's done this season. Yes, he has. Yeah. I've always said this, you know, it's never personal with me and him. Never personal, right? I think he's done a very good job, yeah, this season. But I've always maintained on this channel, if you're 8 points clear at the top around the time that we were, and you throw it in, you've bottled it. And if anyhow Arsenal don't win the league, this man has got to go. We've bottled it. And as much as I thank him for what he's done, yeah, guys, he's got to go. He's not good enough. I'm sorry. In time, I genuinely do believe Arteta's got something. I do. Yeah, because Pep don't. See, the way it's hard because I rate Pep. In my head, Arteta must have something. Whether that's as a manager or a coach, Pep doesn't just hire anyone. Yeah, to be in that circle with Pep, you've got to have something about you. And I've always said that about Mikel. Yeah, he's got to have something. Got to. Yeah, got to. I trust Pep's judgment. He's got to have something, but he's not for us. And I've always maintained that. I think now is evident more than any other time. Yeah, that people will now start to listen to the likes of myself when I say this. He is not good enough. Down the line, maybe in years to come. Who knows? We don't know. Yeah. But for where we are now, for where we need to get to, for me, the man's had long enough. He's had long enough. He's had 7 transfer windows. He spent $500 million. $500 million has been spent, and we've not got one world-class player in that squad. Forget the team. Squad. Not one world-class player. After $500 million has been spent, not one world-class player. That, for me, speaks volumes. You look at Man City, how many world-class players have they got? What, 6, 7? Minimum? Right? We've not got one. Not one. And it's time. Look, let's be honest. We know he's not going to go. We know he's going to be here and he's going to stay. Right? We know that. Yeah? We know that because to a lot of people, this is still a successful season. I mean, it's a load of tosh if you ask me. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I think it's absolute rubbish. And once again, because we've got certain fans like this in the fan base, these what we call top Gooners, this is why this club will never get to the heights that it used to be at back in the day. It never will because of the infestation of these absolute scumbags that we've got in our fan base. And listen, unfortunately, they're here to stay. And it's a shame. They're not going anywhere. They're always going to be here. And that's why there is such a divide in this Arsenal fan base, because you've got one section of Arsenal fans who stand over here and it's all about winning and about holding the club accountable. Yeah. And about, not forgetting all those lies that they told us back in the day of why we moved, why we, shut down that stadium to move over here. It was to obviously, compete with the elite, right? And be up there. And, we're not even near to doing that. Yeah. We have no world-class players when back in my day, we had, 6, 7, 8 world-class players in that squad. We don't have one anymore. Not one. Do you not find that really weird, guys? Hey, we've spent the amount of money we've spent, and we can't even say out of a squad of 26, 27, 28 players, we've not got one world-class player out of 28. Not one. And you look at it. Well, yes, we have got good players, but we haven't got world-class players. And what Arsenal have done now, the way they've bottled this season, and let's be honest, no one's really talking about last season. This is twice in a row now where they've bottled it. In fact, they bottled it when Emery was here, finishing 5th, when really we should have finished 4th. So what's that, 3 seasons in a row now? 4 seasons in a row? Yeah, when we just bottled it. It's this. I'm saying things like this, guys, and there's a lot of people who sort of think I'm talking harsh and I'm out of order, and how dare I speak out about this team and this manager after the season we've had? But we've got nothing to show for it, guys. When my dad used to tell me all the time, you open up the Guinness Book of Records or in the record books or whatever. If you've had a good season, yeah, cool. It doesn't state that in the record books. What goes into the record books are trophies won, clubs who have won trophies. Yeah, not a runners-up, not a finalist. No, winners. Only winners enter record books. It's as simple as that, right? Winners. Yeah? Winners. Yeah? Nothing more, nothing less. We need to win. Win. 8 points clear, and we bottled it. Why? Because we were scared, because we've got little boys in this club. Little boys in that squad. Yeah? Who can give it all this and that and give it all the Larry and all that, yeah? Big potatoes and all that when the pressure's off. But when the pressure's applied, we are the same old Arsenal from several years before. Nothing's changed here. And I'm not putting all of this on Arteta. Of course, no, I'm not. No, because I'm one of the very few Arsenal fans who always looks at the players. You have to look at the players. Ultimately, it's on him. Of course it is. He's the manager, right? He gets paid £7-8 million a year, right? Yeah. But it's the players for me as well as him. It's not all him. And I've heard a lot of Arsenal fans tearing into Arteta, and not one of them is saying anything about these players, right? These players will throw a manager under the bus. I don't see these players coming out in support of Mikel and saying this, that, and the other. No, they're willing, happy and willing for him to take the heat on this. Yeah. But look at today. You know, I actually do think he wants to win. He has an ego, right? We all know that. He's come from a winning team like Man City, who have a winning culture, who've got a manager who does not let the players rest. He's come from that. He's come from that world. So he knows what it's about. He's tasted it. He's been there. He's seen it, right? He knows what it's about. But he's got a collective of players here who just happy with fourth. They're not winners. They don't want to win. You know, the Man City game for me was worse than today, purely because we saw a team who were just in awe of Man City, scared of Man City, didn't turn up against Man City, didn't fight, didn't do this, didn't do that. Yeah, at least in this game, in the first half, they actually put a little bit in. Weren't enough. But you look at it and you think to yourself, that result today, earlier on, Man City and Everton, Arsenal players watched that and thought, what's the point? And they gave up. They gave up. You could tell it was obvious. And you know what? Again, from a mindset, something I bang on about all the time, a mentality, a mindset, a hunger, that for me is absolutely damning. 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 I'm not shocked, but it's damning. Yeah? Absolutely damning. You know, Brighton today just took the piss out of us. The way they passed the ball around, they play beautiful football. So, you know, player for player, you look at both squads, you're taking Arsenal's. I'm sorry, this is another reason why we can't let these players off, or the club off, or the manager off. Player for player, you're taking Arsenal's squad all day long. You are. No disrespect to them, but you are. Yeah? But what we saw today was a collective team of 11 players, no superstars in that team. Yeah, they all came to do a job. They came to work. They came to rectify what happened to them last week. Yeah, and they've got a bloody good manager as well. Yeah, a very good manager. You can tell the way he is on the touchline, the way he celebrated those goals. You can tell he's like another Mourinho. And then he scored Arteta today. It's as simple as that. Now, look. Like I said, I've got nothing against this guy, but he's got to go now. I'm sorry, he's got to go. We know he won't. For me, he's got to go. Enough's enough now. Enough's enough. He's had plenty of time, right, to get something going here. And for me, to bottle it in the way we did, and especially off the back of what happened last year, that's twice. I'm sorry. Once is bad enough. To do it twice, 2 years in a row, that's absolutely damning when you've spent the money you've spent and you've got the players that you've wanted. There are no excuses. No excuses. And let's be honest, all this keep moving the goalposts all the time with a lot of these Arsenal fans, judging once he's got his own players. That's all I kept hearing from young Terence, from a lot of the other Arsenal fans. He's got his players now. Now what? What's the narrative now? Where are you going to move the goalposts to now? Because that was what it was. He's still got Emery's players. Yeah? You know, these are his players now. What's the latest one now? What? You know, it's not a dig at Arteta, guys. I just don't think he's good enough. I'm sorry. I do not think he's not tactically astute. Yeah. Now, look, a lot of Arsenal fans are just happy with top four. They're just happy that we're in the Champions League. And due to that, this is why he won't go. And this is why there's still a lot of Arsenal fans out there who are happy to have him. And they're just happy. They're not really interested in winning. Oh, if we can win, it'd be nice. But you know, the main thing is top four. Let's just get top four. You know, I just don't get the minds. Look, I've given up trying to get it. You know, I know what to expect from these fans now. It just absolutely bugs me. You know, big up Darren Dazzler. He must go. Come on. Arteta must go along with Edu tonight. I think they've got to go, guys. You know, they've got to go. You know, they've tried. Thank you very much. You know, they've had a good season this season. He has gone up in my estimation, Arteta, no doubt about it. But for where we need to go, we need an elite level manager. And I'm sick and tired of every time I watch Man City, and I'm such a fanboy of Pep. I've got no issue in admitting that. You guys know, you guys who watch me week in, week out, know how much I wax lyrical about this guy. I love Pep. I just think he's absolutely class. Honestly, I really do. And every time I watch that club, I just look over there and I look at him and I just think, I want a manager who is like him. I want a manager who's in that bracket. Now, I said earlier on, Pep is in a league of his own, but the next bracket down, obviously, Pep's not going to leave them and come to us. So you have to look elsewhere. Diego Simeone, winner. Get him in. Ancelotti, he's free in the summer. Go and get him. Either of those two will do me. Now, I hear you say the brand of football would be boring. This, that, the other. You know, I'm sorry. I don't watch Arsenal for the great football. I want trophies. It's as simple as that, guys. I want trophies. You know, we've played some exciting champagne football this season, but what have we got to show for it? Absolutely nothing. So what's the point? What's the point in playing beautiful football and getting nothing for it? I want trophies, guys. I want to win. Yeah, and we need a manager who's a winner, who's used to it, who's tasted it, who's been there, done it, won it, worn the T-shirt. That's what we need. Yeah, I'm telling you. Good. Yeah, Mr. Waffle, this is a true statement. The problem is, Diesel, the majority of fans are emotionally invested in Arteta. Can I just ask you guys, right? And I want genuine answers. Why? He's won an FA Cup. That's it. Why? Why is this manager so protected? Why is he so well liked? I'm not. I just want to know why, because every time I ask Arteta-ins this question, they can't really answer it. They can't. You guys will remember the amount of streams I did with Terence. I'd ask him to say, and he couldn't really answer it. Really. You know, like I was used to say, sit me down like I'm a 5-year-old and tell me in layman's terms why. You know, I always make that thing about if he was the number 2 to Sean Dyche when he was at Burnley, would you have wanted him? You wouldn't, would you? You only wanted him because he was with Pep. And Raheem Sterling and 2 other Man City players came out and spoke about how great a coach he is. And I reckon it's probably that. It's probably that they saw Raheem and a few of the other Man City players, you know, waxing lyrical about Arteta. And a lot of these Arsenal fans thought, do you know what? That'll do for me. I've heard enough. Yep, get him in now. Yep, I like the sound of that. I don't know what else it can be, guys. I don't know what else. Does he speak? Of course he speaks well. Yes, he does. Does he look good? Good-looking Spaniard, hair's on point. If you like that sort of thing, cool. Right? But, I mean, genuinely, what is it? What is it? Because maybe you're seeing something I'm not. I don't know. I really don't know. Bernard Sweeney, pick up yourself, mate. Liverpool slapped City in the Champions League. Pep would not do what Klopp done with the budget Klopp had. Simple. You can say that, mate. It always comes down to money. You know, if a lot of fans, I mean, I've heard it, there's a lot of fans who don't rate Pep for whatever reason, and they'll always bang on about money. Well, we can name loads of managers who have had money and still haven't got the success he has. You know, he's had. You know, he demands perfection from his players. You see how much these players work for him. You know, you can see where he can put a player in a different position. Fabian Delph, he played Fabian Delph at left back and he did not look out of place. The minute he goes to Everton, he can't kick a ball straight. John Stones now playing in midfield. You know, let's be honest, you know, you can go on. He gets there. Joe Hart, a fan favourite, Man City, right? Goes in straight away because of the stature of Pep. Yeah, he outed Joe Hart from day one. Yeah. Joe Hart was a fan favourite, by the way. Look what he did with Aguero. Sergio Aguero, he's banging goals when Pep got there. And what did Pep do? Elevated Aguero to an even better player than what he was. Who would have thought that was possible? Even dropped him. You play my way or you don't play. That, for me, is a top-class manager. Look what he did earlier on in the season with Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, I didn't think Kevin De Bruyne was playing that bad, if I'm honest with you. But no, he got dropped because Pep said, you can give me more. You can give me more. You can give me better than what you're showing. Yes, you're playing well. Playing well is not enough. Right? We're going for a triple here. Playing well is not enough. I want more. And when you give me more, I want even more. And when you give me even more, I still want more. That is a top-class manager, yeah? I'm telling you now. And when you look at what we've got, no disrespect, he's not a patch on this guy over here. And I want something like that. Yeah? And Arsenal are big enough and rich enough and big enough in stature to have a manager like that. I believe. Yeah? I say it all the time. We're a big club, but we're not moving like a big club. Yeah, let's move like a big club, act like a big club, and go and get one of the best managers in world football. Go and get him. Pay the money. You will do it for a player. A manager is equally as important. Go, pay the money, break the bank, whatever you got to do, and get a winner here at this club, right? Because I'm not being funny, guys. We're only going to do the same thing next season. It's bottling. Bottle jobs, right? People don't like that term. They don't like to hear it. But let's be honest, it's the truth. It's the truth, yeah. I say this all the time, like with no due respect. Guys don't want to hear me say that. Then don't watch the channel. No one's forcing you to come here and watch this, yeah. I'm being honest. The word that comes to mind is bottle job, and it is because we've done it. Yeah, we bottled last season, and yet we've done it again. 8 points clear, and we bottle it. Yeah, games where we just didn't turn up. I'm not saying Arsenal have to win every game, but blimey, at least turn up in them, right? Turn up. You know, Man City. Now, big Arsenal fans will say, yeah, but come on, Diesel. Let's be honest, it's Man City. Man City are a bunch of 11 players. They're a class team. They're not robots. We're not talking IA or AI here, artificial intelligence. They are players. They're still men, 11 men out there. They can be beaten. They can be got at. Give it a go. I don't understand. It's like, what's the point in going to the Etihad then? What was the point in rocking up to play them? If we've got that defeatist attitude already, they've won. Before we even step onto the pitch, they've won. What's the point in going? What was the point in all these fans turning up at the Etihad then? Right? Go and give them a game. Get in their faces. Early challenging. Whatever. Do it. Yeah? We played Newcastle. Callum Wilson, right? Within the first 30 seconds, gets in an early challenge. Let him know you're there. That's what we should have done with what? Man City. But no, we gave them too much respect. It was obvious. Did they have to get out of second gear to beat us? No. Right? And that was the exact same in the first game. Right? Yes, we played well against Man City, but when they turned it on and went up again, we had no answer for them, guys. But this is what I'm saying. That this game that we saw today, yeah, stray passes, they were relentless, Brighton. They did not give us any time on the ball. But why were we not doing that to them? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. When it comes to work rate, there is no excuses. People can listen to me now and think I'm bashing this team. I will bash this team if I don't see players out there working hard. Yeah, if we work hard and we still lose, cool. Is what it is. But they weren't working hard. They didn't look like a team who were trying to go for a title and trying to stay in it for as long as they possibly could. No. Right? We had no answer for Brighton today. No answer. And Caicedo, well, it was my man of the match today, playing at right back. I thought this guy was absolute class today. And again, we were linked with him in January. And an extra 10 million, I believe, would have got that deal over the line. But no. Typical Arsenal, didn't want to pay the extra money. And look, we could have had him. And look at what he done to us today. Yeah, you are talking a top quality player who adds muscle, adds a physical presence, is imposing, works hard, athletic, mobile, can move, can tackle, can pass, can do it all. Yeah, and we needed a player like that in that mould. But no, typical Arsenal will never go and pay that extra little bit. We are going for a title. We was in January, we were going for a title. Pay the money. Trust me, you will recoup that money back. Go and pay it. Go pay it. You're going to get that money back in the next 3-4 home games anyway. Go and pay the money. But no. Jorginho, fair play, because I actually think he's a decent player. But if you was to get him alongside the big one over there, cool. To go from Caicedo thinking, nah, he's too much. Oh, hang on. Well, we've got someone over here. Oh, hang on. Yeah, let's get him. He's only, what, 8.5 mil? However much he was. Cheap. It's cheap. That's it. That's it. And that's what annoys me with this club. And this is why, and again, short memories. Not a lot of people are talking about January window or whatever. We had to come correct and do what was required, right, in order to to maintain this title run and give us every possible chance of winning this title. We are going up against a formidable team, Man City, right, who have already got all their ducks in a row as it is. Yeah, Cancelo, they loaned him out. Yeah, and all I heard was, they're severely weakened because they've let one of their best players go. Yeah, one of their best players. This is Cancelo, who would walk into our team, by the way. Yeah, right, has a disagreement with Pep. And as we all know, Pep's the governor there. You're not beating Pep, right? You don't believe in Pep's way, or you don't want to conform with what he says. There's the door. See you later. Bye. Yeah, a player of that quality. And Pep can just go, yeah, see ya, bye, go, leave. And they still win the title with ease? Look, I'm sorry. And people want to come tell me that if it weren't for money, he wouldn't be a good man. No. People need to recognise quality when they see it. And if you don't, then there's something wrong with you. He's a top manager. These Arsenal fans who coat Pep off, right? If Pep left Man City tomorrow, yeah, and there was a chance of him coming to Arsenal. These Arsenal fans, not that it would ever happen, but theoretically, guys, these Arsenal fans who coat this guy off, would you still coat him off? Would you not want him then? If there was a realistic chance we could get him, of course you wouldn't. You'd want him. You'd have him here in a heartbeat. I would go and pick him up and bring him here myself, yeah? That is the difference. Winners, yeah? Winners. Today was disgusting, let's be honest. But you know what? Enough about that, because I'm bored of talking about this, because it's the same thing. It always comes down to one thing, guys, and that is, and I've said it to you once, and I'll say it to you again. When it really, really comes to the crunch, this lot don't want it, and I've always said that. Yeah, not just something I've said in the last 2 weeks. You guys who watch me, Steve RFC, Ryan Stockley, Tony Blackwell, all you guys will know this. Every time I speak about this club, I always say, yeah, it's going okay. Yeah, or it's going well. But when it really comes to it, your backs are against the wall. All right, and you have to just make that one little leap in order to get to the promised land. They don't want it. They don't. And you can see it. Yeah? You can see it in the body language. They don't want it. They're scared. Right? They're scared. And I'm sorry. It's for me, when you've got players like that, they have to go. My thing is, having supported Arsenal for as long as I have, guys, this is a big, big club, the third biggest in the UK. Massive, absolutely massive worldwide, right? Worldwide. Arsenal can go to any country in the world and pack out a stadium 2-3 times over. That is a fact. Fact. They're massive worldwide. Yeah, anyone who's gone on to a pre-season, followed Arsenal away, whether it be Southeast Asia, China, America, you name it, wherever, they pack it out more than most other clubs. We're talking big, guys. This is big and serious, right? Yeah, Arsenal are a big club. And if these players who are here right now can't handle the pressure, do you know what? There's the door. Thanks for your service. We don't need you. See you later. Go to a club lesser than Arsenal, where there's no pressure. Yeah, just doing your best is okay. Just doing your best week in, week out. That's enough. That's all we ask. No, for a club like this, we don't want players like that. And you know what? More Arsenal fans need to speak out on this, because unless you do, this will happen to us season in, season out. Close but no cigar. So close but yet so far. It's as simple as that. Simple. AJ Bright is in the chat. Big up yourself, mate. Up you well. Warren Diesel, City are 4 points clear with a game in hand after being 8 points clear just a few weeks ago. Yep. Ryan, Roberto De Zerbi and Eddie Howe have been employed for under a year, and look what they are doing with their playing style, etc. Yep. Big up Stan the man 68. Up you well, Stan. Accrington Stanley. A wise man once said, if you finish second to Lance Armstrong, then it's not really second. Mate, it's first loser, right? Oregon Gooner, big up yourself, mate. I'll be well. Big up Diesel, no fight, no courage, no fight, courage, or creativity. Are we shocked though? If we're being totally honest, are we? No. And guys, am I right in saying? Let me know if any season tickets holders in here. I heard the other day that Arsenal have increased the prices. Is that right? There's been a price hike on tickets. Can someone confirm that in the chat, please? I just want to know if that's true. Darren, he has to go, Diesel. A sustained campaign from the fans is needed now. Yeah, they won't know, Darren. You know, we know, mate. We know they won't. 35 likes, that's poor. I need more, please. 60 people watching, actually. Thank you very much. AJ, Diesel, huge congratulations on 1.66k subs. Woo! To be honest, I think I've been on that for a while. Listen, I'll take anything. It's like, who am I to be greedy or, you know, ungrateful? So yeah, listen, I'm very grateful for that. Trust me. Tony Ebra, there's a new banner, Diesel. That's what the losers want. Yeah, I saw that. Was it keep the faith, trust the process, or something? Look, we saw it today in there. You know, we saw a lot of fans going after Arsenal were 2-0 down. We also saw a lot of fans who were singing and in celebrating, you know, in high spirits. Even after, like, we'd lost 3-0, there's still a lot of fans in that stadium who are just happy to be in a stadium, who are all pissed up, happy because, you know, they're going to the pub after and they've seen 3 goals. You know, irrespective of whether Arsenal have lost or not, they got their money's worth. They've gone to a game, and whether Arsenal won, lost, or drew, they've seen 3 goals and 3 good goals. So they're happy with that, you know. And I please believe me, guys, when I say I'm not exaggerating one bit when I say that. There are a lot of fans who aren't really Arsenal fans. They say they are, but they're not. It's going to the theatre. That's where we're going at the moment. Not just with this club. I think football in general, that's where it is at the moment. It's like the theatre. It's entertainment. You know, the very fact I'm talking about Diego Simeone, I'm talking about Ancelotti, I'm talking about seasoned winners here, and I get laughed at because why would Arsenal want to get managers like that and play dead football? You know, that's where we're at now. Yeah, as I said, theatre. It's not about winning. It's not about trophies. It's about watching the beautiful game. Arteta can provide that. These two can't. Yeah. If you count up the trophies between these two, my God. What was it young Terence said to me once? Ancelotti's washed up because he went to Everton and did nothing. And I'm one who's always said to you guys, you know, I like to judge managers on CVs. What have they won? Right? What have they won? The thing is with a lot of people now, and unfortunately young Terence is one of these, but if you've got a manager of Ancelotti's ilk, and just say, for example, I don't know how many clubs he's managed. Just say he's managed eight clubs. He's managed 8 clubs. He's won stuff at 7 out of those 8 clubs. But that one club, he didn't win anything. And certain fans only look at that one club where he didn't win anything. Right? They forget about the other 7. They just focus on that one club where he didn't do the business. And for me, when I look at things like that, I just think to myself, wow. It's the same thing as when we used to talk about Claude. I mean, we rest in peace to him. You know, could get 100 messages of love. 100. Actually, 100 messages. Let me reword that. He'd get 100 messages. 99. All good. Love him to bits. Oh, God. Right? Love him to bits. But yet he would focus on that one wrong un. Yeah? It's the same thing. It's the same concept, isn't it? It's the same. Why do you always focus? People nowadays, they're so quick to go to the negative. Right? You're so quick to focus on that one negative and not the 10 positives. Why is that? Why is, as a country, why are people nowadays in this world, why are they like that now? Right? Why? It's easier to bash someone down rather than prop them up, right? It is. And it's a shame. It's a shame because there are some good managers out there. What annoys me is when people say to me, well, if Arteta goes, who else we're going to get? Who's out there at the moment? And I hear that and I think to myself, so what you're telling me in the football world, there is not one other manager, not one, who can come in and do a better job than this guy with the finances he's had and the backing he's had with this group of players he's got. You're telling me there is not one manager in world football right now who could come in and do a job. Yeah, and that statement bugs me because that is a loser statement for me. Loser. I'm sorry. He's won an FA Cup. Well done. I just don't get where the level of protection comes from. Now, guys, I used to bang on about Arsene Wenger, right? Because towards the end, I couldn't stand him. I wanted him out. Right? But at least the man's got a CV. At least. Right? At least. So to an extent, you can probably understand the protection he gets. Because he's been at the club a long time. He's won leagues. His philosophy of football, the diet. He's done a lot. Evolution. What's this guy done? And yet he's got more protection than what Arsene Wenger ever had. And that is what I don't get. And that is what I ask Arsenal fans all the time. And that is what, yet, still to this day, no Arsenal fan has been able to answer me. What is it? What is it? Yeah? I did a stream once where the title of the thumbnail was, what do the real Arsenal fans want? The real Arsenal fans. Yeah? The fans who actually genuinely do support this club. And honestly, because to be honest, guys, I don't know anymore. I don't know. Is it trophies you want? Wait, clearly it's not. It's top four. It's top four. The very thing that we sacked Arsene Wenger for, the very thing that used to wind us up about this man. Yeah? Arsene Wenger would guarantee Arsenal top four. That was never a problem. The problem was, guys, we wanted more. We wanted to strive and thrive and aspire to be better than just top four. We wanted better than that, right? We wanted to be challenging for leagues and winning league titles, right? Not just top four. That's where it became all about money, right? We outed this man because all he could ever do was get us top four. And fast forward to today, we're now back in the Champions League, and it's enough. Arsenal fans, all they want now is top four. And I do blame Arsene Wenger for this. And people can say to me, well, he left ages ago. Come on, give the guy a break. No, he started all of this top four nonsense. And it's carried on. Because even though he's not here anymore, all Arsenal fans want to talk about is top four, top four, top four, top four. Yeah? It hasn't left us that stigma of top four as a trophy. That is all a lot of Arsenal fans want. And people like myself and a lot of you guys in the chat, we want more, right? And we're being made to feel like absolute wrong'uns and scumbags because we dare dream and we dare say, do you know what? We want better. As good as he's been this season, Mikel, yeah, had some good moments, not good enough. We want better, yeah? You're made to feel ashamed because you want elite. You want world class. You want better. Why is it so bad to want better? Why is it so bad to want more? Why is it so bad to want successful? Why? I don't understand it. If we was a backstreet corner shop football club of Port Vale or a team like Shrewsbury, whatever, right? I could understand. Dreamers. We're just dreamers, don't forget who we are. We're Arsenal. We are a big club. We're a bigger club than Man City. We're a bigger club than Chelsea. Yeah? The only two clubs who are bigger than us are Liverpool and Man United, and that is a fact. Fact. Yeah? That lot down the road. My God. 3-4 times bigger than them. Right? When are we going to start acting like a big club and actually go out there and do what's required? Because you know what? We missed an absolute... We dropped the ball in January. Yeah, and we're seeing now how the season's unfolded, the business end of the season, what's happened now, the way we bottled it. We did not learn our lessons from last season. And that was one of the biggest things I used to say to you guys on this stream all the time. We need to learn from last season, and we need to look back at that season and think, do you know what? No way is that going to happen to us ever again. And that would have taught us a lesson to go out there and do what was required. Now, we were bang in the title race in January. And I've said to you guys before, they had to spend money in January. Even if it means we have a quiet summer, cool, I can take that. But they had to do what was required in January, and they didn't do it. Didn't do it. An extra 10 million would have got Caicedo over the line. They didn't do it. Mudryk, and I stand by this. I mean, a lot of Arsenal fans saying, thank God we didn't get Mudryk. I'm telling you now, right, if Mudryk would be balling at Arsenal right now, yeah, do not judge him because he's over there, because there is not one player over there at the moment at Chelsea who's doing anything. That club is in disarray. Yeah, disarray. I'm telling you. He's a good player and he will come good, right? So all of this, I'm glad we didn't get him. He's flopped at Chelsea. No. If he'd come to Arsenal, listen, you can't judge. This is one thing that young Terence used to do all the time. Yeah, he failed there, so he would fail here. No, it's not a one-size-fits-all. Yeah, certain managers, certain players can flop or not play as good in that team, but could play really good in that team. It's not a one-size-fits-all. I'm sorry. You can't judge like that. Every club's different. Every club has a different playing style. Every club has a different manager. Every club has you can't judge it. You can't judge it. There's a lot of Arsenal fans who don't want Ancelotti. You know why? Because he went to Everton and did nothing. That alone is basis, is enough proof, is enough for a lot of these Arsenal fans to say, why would we want him? What did he do at Everton? Ancelotti, one of the best managers in world football. Look at what he's won, and one of the most decorated managers in world football. Yet you're judging him on one stint at Everton. In fact, really, let's be honest. If you look at it now, if you look at Everton now and how far they've fallen, you could actually say he was doing quite a good job there, you know. But no, he didn't win anything. So why would we want him? Forget what he's won everywhere else. Let's just judge him on that one job he had at Everton. I mean, seriously, where's the brains in that? Where's the common sense in that? Can someone in the chat tell me? We actually have fans like this in our fan base. You know that? That's scary. That is why Arsenal, right, will never, ever become the club that they used to be. They won't, because we've got fans like this in the fan base who are just so happy to talk absolute rubbish and go on certain channels over there, yeah, and give EastEnders a run for its money because it's a soap opera. That's how I look at it. That's how I judge it. Instead of coming on and actually speaking the truth about the club, forget the money, forget the clicks, forget the subs, forget the likes. Actually talk about the absolute mess that this club is in. Actually talk about where the club needs to get to now, where it needs to go. Yeah? So I'm telling you now, guys, that this summer, right, we are back in the Champions League now. So you know what? They've put pressure on themselves for me. No more of this, let's get 3-4 players in the summer, youngsters with potential to become world-class. That won't cut the ice anymore. Those days are done. You're now in the big boy league. So you've now got to get big boy signings. I'm sorry, it's as simple as that. People are going to say, a lot of Arsenal fans, well, we have to get Champions League so we can attract better players and world-class players. I'm glad you guys have said that because now you've just mentioned the yardstick for Arsenal. Now you've said that, right? Now let's see what the club do. Let's see who they buy in the summer. Because I'm telling you now, we've not got one world-class player in this side, and that is absolute disgusting when you think about it. Right, a squad of 27, 28 players and not one world-class player. I'm not asking you guys to name me 3 or 4 at Arsenal. I'm asking you to name me one. Just one. Just give me one. And you can't because we don't have one. We don't have one. You spent $500 million and you've not got one world-class player to show for it. That is damning. That is disgusting. And do you know what, guys? All this about now that we're in the Champions League, Arsenal need to get, we can attract better caliber of players. Cool. So let's see it then. Let's see what they do in the summer. Let's see who they buy in the summer. Let's see if they really do loosen those purse strings in the summer. Let's see. Let's see how many world-class players we get in the summer. Will we get 1, 2, 3, even 4. I don't know. Will we even get 1? Who knows? I don't think so. Let's see. Because there's no argument anymore. We're back in the Champions League. With that comes all the big bunts, right? So, okay, cool. We've now got the money coming in, the Champions League revenue money. Cool. Because that's what you guys have told me all the time. Yeah, we need to be in this competition in order to attract bigger, better, flashier, world-class players. Okay, cool. Now you've said that. I'm going to hold you to it. So let's see it. Who are we going to buy? Atletico is an attacking team. Steve? Exactly, Steve. Exactly. But you know what? People will go on about, oh, he's this, he's that. How do they know? They don't even watch Atletico Madrid. Do you know what I'm saying? They've heard someone say it before on the stream a while ago, and they thought, oh, they said it, so it must be true. I'll say it. Right? They've never watched them play. Tony Ibra, oh, thank you very much, mate. Donating to the SSF fund. Come on. Hey, listen, that message you sent me earlier on, one of my favourite films, yeah? Juice Bigelow, Male Gigolo. Anyone who's not seen that, it's a comedy. It's absolute, it's just so funny, man. It's quality. That big woman, I'm not going to ruin it. You have to watch it. It's called Juice, Deuce. Juice Bigelow, Male Gigolo. Please go and watch it. Great film. Tony Ibra, why was Vincent Kompany sitting next to Vinay? Well, look, I can assure you he ain't coming to the Arsenal. I have no idea. Do you know what? I actually saw that. Am I right in saying that to the left of him was Roman Kemp? It really looked like Roman Kemp. I'm sure it was him. But yeah, God knows, mate. God knows. God knows. I can only imagine maybe we're going to be loaning a few players to Burnley. Don't forget, he's just signed a contract at Burnley, so he ain't going nowhere. Dazzler, Arteta is a new face who has played for us, and they think he is something different, which he is all right. Sadly, not good enough by far. And no, he's not. He's not. He's got to go, guys. I'm sorry. He's got to go. No hard feelings. Nothing personal. It never has been. I don't look at it personal. He's done his best. You know, he's done a good job this year. Let's be honest. I know we bottled it. Yeah. But he's gone up in my estimation this year. And he's had us at the top for a long time. But we now need that manager to elevate us to that next level and to get us over those lines, you know, that those thin margins that, you know, he's not tactically astute for me. He's a man who is learning on the job. And for a club of our size and stature, we are better, in my opinion. We're too good a club, too big a club, and we are better than that to have a manager learning on the job. I'm sorry, for a club of Arsenal's ilk, that doesn't cut the mustard for me. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. He's got to go. I stand by that. I said to you guys weeks ago, we're 8 points clear at the top. Anyhow we blow it now and bottle it, he's got to walk. Got to. I do not care what anybody tells me. He's got to go, especially when you take into account what happened last season as well. He's got to go. He's done his best. You know, shake his hand, thank you, but off you go. Sorry, right? And get someone else in who can get us over that line, because the manager, for me, is a big part. You know, all this rubbish about nowadays, the managers, it doesn't matter who the manager is. You know, I'm sorry, a certain person on AFTV said that. For someone of his age to make a comment like that, that's how you know it's all for clicks, likes, money, and subs. And yeah, they just talk rubbish over there, mate. I'm sorry, I'm not having that at all. Randy Viper, come on, my bro, my broski, my brother, my cousin, my mate, my Arteta out brethren. I haven't had that time. Brethren Tripod, come on. My nickname, anyone who doesn't know me, Tripod, for obvious reasons. Saka's going to be on 300k. What for? Bottling. Missing penalties. He needs a pay cut. Serial choker. And you know what? Randy, I think you are the only one I know who does think Saka is overrated. And severely overrated. And I got to say, his. Do you know what? Right, let's tell me what you guys think, because I did want to touch on this as well. Do you not think it's weird that a lot of our players have dropped in form all at the same time? Do you not find that weird? And I'll tell you another thing as well, yeah, because I'm going to tell you what I would like to see in the summer, yeah. For me, I'm more. Listen, I'm interested to know who they've got lined up to come in. I'm interested to know who they're going to buy. I'm equally, if not more, I'm more interested to see who goes, because we need to clear the decks now, right? Enough of it. I've had enough of this crap. Yeah. Thomas Partey for me has got to go. Oh, controversial, right? No, I don't care. Got to go. Got to go. Got to go. I'll tell you something now. There was a moment in the game. I don't know if I'm reading into this too much or whatnot. I don't know. There was a moment in the game. He just come on as a sub. Literally 5, 6, I don't know, 7, 8 minutes after he come on. He had the ball. He lost the ball. He got tackled. He lost the ball. I think someone knocked him on his ass, right? And took the ball off him. And his face, I don't know what it was. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. He looked to me like someone who just didn't have a care in the world. He just looked to me like he's there in body but not in mind. There is something not right with Thomas Partey. And I don't know what it is. I don't know whether he's had a falling out with Arteta or something's going on. Something is going on. He just don't look like he's there. He looks absent to me. And his form has tailed off. And I'll tell you something now, what done it for me, when I saw him get bullied by party boy, Jack Grealish, that was the moment. That was the moment for me where I looked at Partey and I thought, you know what? I thought you was a big man, you know, and you got bullied by him, by the party boy over there. Nah, I've seen enough. You've got to go in the summer. And if it were me and I was the manager or the owner, I would sell Thomas Partey. Now, listen, I know a lot of people are going to hear that and think, oh, come on, Dees. No. No. Listen, no more messing about now, right? It's time to get big and serious. Yeah? For where I want this club to get to, so I'm some of these passengers here who can play ball okay and then crumble under the pressure. Thomas Partey, you guys have heard me say this, right? He was the glue in that side. That was the word I used. He's the glue. Without him, we fall apart. I'll tell you something now. He has gone from being the glue to being an absolute liability, to a point where he's even lost his place now to like Jorginho, right, for the last couple of games. Partey, for me, doesn't want to be there. I don't know what it is. He just doesn't look. He looks serious. He looks like he can have it. The truth is, he can't. He can't. He's deceptive. Behind all of that is a scared little boy. I want him gone. Yeah, I'm sorry. I love Jack Grealish. He's a baller. Right, but to be bullied by Jack Grealish, that speaks volumes for me. And I'm sorry, that for me is unforgivable. For someone of his build, his size, in the centre of midfield like that, to get bullied by him, no, I've seen enough. Thomas Partey's got to go in the summer. Got to go. Granit Xhaka, got to go. Kieran Tierney, I think, wants to go. He's checked out. And I've said this before. I think he's going to go Newcastle. I think that's done. I think so. I think he's going to go. I don't think Arteta particularly rates him, if I'm honest. But I think Kieran Tierney wants to go anyway. He's too good to be a backup. And do you know what? With his injury record, there's part of me thinking we should cash in and sell him anyway. Because I don't think he will give us a season. I don't. Yeah, I'm not into this sentiment anymore. I like the player. I really do like him. But for me, he's made of glass. Sell him. Get him out. Thomas Partey, out. Granit Xhaka, out. Ramsdale, obviously keep, but we need to get a better quality backup, because he, for me, is getting too cocky and he's getting too complacent for me. He needs someone of quality behind him, yeah, to push him and spur him on. Ben White, not good enough. Sorry, he's been found out at right back. He's not good enough. I was praising him earlier on in the season, but now I'm looking and I'm thinking, nah, he's not good enough for me. He's not. And I think next season in the Champions League as well, we're going to be playing some big boy teams, and I don't trust him there at right back. Yeah, I don't trust him. Sorry, Kirior, I'm not impressed, if I'm honest with you, from what I've seen so far. But I will reserve judgment, because I do believe players like that need. I'll judge him next season. Yeah, I'll give him that. Because I think it's a bit unfair to straight. He's just got in. He needs time to acclimatise, adapt. And I do get it. Obviously, there's family issues outside and getting settled, in your personal. I do. listen, as harsh as I can be, I'm also a fair man. So I get it. Yeah, I do get it. So I'm going to judge him next season. And let's be honest, he ain't going anywhere anyway. Gabriel, cool, stay. Saliba, cool, stay. He's not signed a contract, by the way. So, yeah, what's holding that up? Zinchenko, you guys know I like Zinchenko, but I think it's clear to see he can't play at left back anymore. So we do need a top quality left back. But yeah, he stays. Partey, sell, as I said. Xhaka, sell, as I said. Saka stays. But listen, Saka's got to shape up. Again, he wasn't subbed today. Like, and it's things like that where you look at Arteta and you think, do you know what? What is your? I don't know. There's something. I don't know. There's something not right there. I know it's his blue-eyed boy, but come on. He's not been informed for ages now. And do you know what? The more games he plays like this, like he did today, because even today he did nothing. Right? You're just proving Randy's point even more. You're proving his point even more. You know, so I don't know what it is. There's something, I don't know if there's something going on. I'm not having this, oh, he's tired and all this rubbish. The guy's playing once a week. He's an athlete. I'm not having that. Yeah, and he's about to sign a new contract, which Randy rightly says is going to pay him 300 grand a week. I don't think he's worth that at all, if I'm honest with you. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are in love with Saka, and the boy can do no wrong. And don't get me wrong, I really like Saka as well. But, you know, no one is exempt for me. If they're not playing well, they're out. It's as simple as that. And the fact that he's still playing game in, game out, week in, week out, when he's dropping stinkers like that, I think it's out of order. I think it's wrong. And the fact that we're going to give him 300 grand based off of what? Nah, sorry. I'm not having that. Martinelli, keep. I like Martinelli. Got taught a lesson today, though, didn't he? With Caicedo. But yeah, keep. Do you know what I will say? Gabriel Jesus, the one thing that is evident from this game today is we need a banger up front. He is not the answer. I'm sorry. I like him, but do you know what? I'm not into this. I don't know what we do with him. He's not a striker. He's not. I don't know what we do. Yeah, as a squad player, cool, keep him. I do like Jesus, don't get me wrong. But anyone who thinks he's the answer up front, he's not. He's not. He's not. I'm sorry. He's not. And I do think, as much as we've bottled it, if we'd had a banger up front, maybe we'd have got across the line in those games. When you think Southampton, West Ham, Liverpool, we need a banger up front, a gunman up front. And Gabriel Jesus ain't it. He's not it. I'm sorry. He's not. He's not. He's just not. He never will be. Right? He just doesn't look comfortable up there. He's not. And do you know what? Since he's come back from injury, he's not been the same player. I'm sorry. He just doesn't look. It looks like he's lost a yard. He doesn't look as quick. Start of the season, he was here, there, and everywhere, harassing that defense. Quick feet. Absolute joy to watch. Since he's come back, I just don't see that player anymore. I'm sorry. It might just be me. I don't see it. I don't see it. Start of the season, every time he got the ball, I'm sort of, he's going to do something. What's he going to do? You know, he's going to dazzle me. But now, he's just another player. Just another player. Randy, thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. You know how much I love you, bro. Come on. Warren, this is true. The truth is, Diesel, that they fancy it. He's on about Mikel Arteta here. The truth is, Diesel, that they fancy him. I honestly believe that. And the club has brainwashed his fan base. Yeah, I've said that a few times myself. Look, you know, I'm not that way inclined, but, you know, if you look at him, you think, yeah, he's not a bad-looking bloke. I do think that is a factor with a lot of these Arsenal fans. I genuinely do. I don't think he'd be half as protective, you know, if he looked like an Ian Dowie. You know, let's be honest. Darren, pay the money before paying an overhyped player. We could have got a good manager had we not spent 100 grand a week on Eddie. Darren, you bring up a good point, because all I got told was, we don't need a striker anymore. We've got Eddie Nketiah. He's doing the business these. He's doing the business. He's scoring loads of goals here, there, and everywhere. Yeah. Who's talking about Eddie now? What happened to him? What, you know, he dropped off. He got found out. Listen, I've never rated Eddie. He's another one who's got to go, by the way. He's on my list. Yeah? Got to go. Big up to Chig. Rest in peace to him. Going to Eagle Eye. I remember he used to call it the chopping block. players he wanted outed, the chopping block. And yeah, Eddie's on my chopping block. I've never rated him. Sorry. I don't see it. 41 likes. AJ, thank you very much, mate. Come on, let's get at least 50. Come on, guys. We've got Danny Cook as well in the house. My guy, come on, my Aubameyang out friend. Hi, Diesel. I hope all is well. And as usual, you speak so much sense and truth. I really have nothing more to add. As you said, everything I agree with. Danny, I love you, bruv. Come on. Yeah, we are both very intelligent guys. So obviously, it's like one mind, isn't it? We're going to have loads in common because we only speak the facts on this channel. Come on. Ryan, question for the chat. Are these players listening to Arteta when it comes to mentality, or is he just not good enough? Good question. Do you know what, Ryan? I don't... It's a bit of both. As I said to you before, look, I'm not solely putting this down on Arteta. I saw his face, like when a lot of these goals went in, and he wants to win. Listen, I've got nothing against this guy, right? And as I said, he has gone up in my estimation. He's had a good season, and there's certain parts of him that I do like, but I just don't think he's good enough right now. He's not. He's just. But we can't just look at him. We have to look at the players. I'm sorry. A manager can do so much and lead and direct and but on the pitch, we have to look at these players and think, I mean, come on, like it's a collective. It's a collective, and I'll be honest with you, even if they're not, and I said this before, right? I've always made a point of saying this. I don't rate Arteta. I don't, right? But for me, I don't treat these players any different to how we are, right? We all work, right? We've all had bosses we worked under who we don't like or we don't respect, or, some of them have been absolute arseholes, right? Let's be honest, we have. We've all had those bosses, but we still got to put a shift in. We still got to work. That it's no different for these players. Whether they like him or not, whether they respect him or not, at the end of the day, he's the manager. It's irrelevant whether you like him or not. He's the manager. He's the gaffer, right? So if these Arsenal players are not listening to him, then that in itself is absolutely disgusting. It is. I don't care if you like him or not. You're playing for the club. You are a paid employee of the club, right? You play for the club. If you don't want to play for him, cool, but you play for the club. And there's still... There is, in this world now, I suppose, in the football world, there are players like that. And if they're not listening to him, then do you know what? I'm with Arteta then, if that's the case. If he's got players in that dressing room who just aren't listening to him, whether they agree with his methods or not, it doesn't matter. He's the manager. He's the manager, right? If we don't listen to our bosses, guess what? We're sacked. Why is it so different for these privileged, pampered players? That's why I don't give the players a pass. These players are multi-millionaires, by the way. Yeah, and we're meant to give them a pass. No. They train every day for a couple of hours and they have one game a week. And we got to give them a pass. What for? Why? What? Because they don't agree with the manager. My God, some of the managers I've worked under, blimey, and I've still had to go have a smile on my face, turn up and do a job. Right? If I can do it, what, you telling me this lot can't? Yeah, I haven't got an agent. They have. No, I'm sorry. No, these players don't get a pass from me. It's as simple as that. One and only, big up yourself, mate. Up you're well. I see you. Right, let's do 5 more minutes, guys. I'm not going to do a long 3-hour one. I just think Tony is out of his depth, but I also think these players don't want it. Yeah, facts. I totally agree. Stan, have I entered a multiverse where Arsenal have just been relegated? See, Stan, I love you, bruv, and I really do love you, right? And obviously we've been on many a stream before, but this is where me and you really do differ on our expectation levels for this club. And I know you're more in the Terence camp where, this manager can do whatever he wants and finish wherever he wants, and we just accept it. And I'm sorry, no. I know it probably hurts when I say the word bottle job, as it does a lot of Arsenal fans. But the truth of the matter is we have bottled it. There's no denying this isn't an opinion of mine. It's a fact. We've all seen it. It's happened twice in a row. 8 points clear and we bottle it. West Ham bottled it. Liverpool bottled it. Southampton bottled it. Today bottled it. I mean, like, what more? What more have we got to see? It can't be a case of, oh, well, they gave it their all. Well, no. And then you got that narrative of, well, if you was offered second and a route back to the Champions League at the start of the season, Diesel, would you have taken it? Of course I would have taken it. But I've also made a point of saying targets change during the season. Aims change during the season. I used Leicester as a case in point. That season when Leicester won the league, do you honestly think that was their aim and target to win the league? No, it wasn't. Their aim and target was to get to 40 points as quick as possible. Because any team who gets to 40 points, they're safe and they get to remain in the Premier League. Okay? But as the season goes, they get to 40 points very, very quickly, by the way. Then they start looking at, top 12. Then that comes along. Winning. Their target changes again. European places. Winning. Targets change again. Maybe top 6. Winning. Targets change again. Top 4. Winning. Targets change again. We can actually win this. Let's go for the league. Winning. They win the league. It changes. People still don't get this. I don't know how more simplistic I can make it sound. Things change. You can't keep going with this. Oh, we set out for top 4 at the start of the season, so that's no. We had a chance to win this league, and by the way, this is our best ever chance. I can't see this. I can't see next season being a carbon copy of this season. I can't. I can't see Chelsea being this bad again. I can't see Man United having the bad start that they did this season. I think Liverpool are going to come back. This was our best chance to have won a league where all we had to do was worry about Man City. Most seasons you got to worry about 2, 3, 4 clubs. This season we were up there from day one. All that time throughout the season, and yet all they had to do was just get over the line just a little bit more, and we couldn't do it. And it hurts. I'm not going to lie. Of course it hurts, because now I'm looking at it thinking, blimey. I mean, I'm 41 years of age. Will they ever win it again in my lifetime? Will I ever see it? I want my son to see this. And it's like it's been taken away from you. And to be honest, guys, of course it hurts. It hurts, and I'm annoyed with it. If he will make the only club that will give you hope, then crush it at the end. It's not good enough. This is what I'm saying, Stan. Like me and all these guys in the chat, we can't all be wrong. We can't all be wrong. It's not about relegation or anything like that. But it's like if you're an Arsenal fan, you can't speak out against the club, and if you do, you're not a real fan. Well, no, I don't go by that mantra. I'm sorry. Say what you see. Yeah, all this we have to bend over and they can do what they want and we just allow it. No, if I want to say something, if I'm married and I've got a missus and she does something I don't agree with, I'm going to pull her up on it. I can't say nothing to her because she's my wife. No, I'm not like that. No, I have my own mind and I say what I think and I say what I see. Yeah, it's as simple as that. And the truth is they bottled it. Fact. Again. Sorry. Pep has been at the top for 15 years. Fact. Pep is a genius at a psychopathical level. Again, fact. Pep only goes to where the resources are plentiful. Stan, I love you, Stan. I do, man. But listen, you're with Terence, man. You two. Sorry. I'm all about winning, mate. Again, and this is the thing, and it's not a dig. It really isn't, because obviously I know Stan and I love him. But when I hear fans speaking about Pep like that, it's just money. I don't even entertain it, guys. Darren, facts, Diesel, facts, mate. Xhaka was laughing and helping opposing players to their feet today. Yeah. What you got to say about that, Stan? No, nothing. Cool. Look, these these players, and it's not just Arsenal who do this, I'm seeing players, at the final whistle having a laugh and a joke with the opposing team who have just whipped them, and the fact, I'll be honest, Darren, I didn't see that. But I know you wouldn't lie. If that is what Xhaka was doing, then this is what I'm saying. We're meant to applaud this. These aren't. I don't know. I just these players of today, especially the ones we got. Nah, Thierry Henry said it as well, and he said it best. Everything's too nice at the Arsenal. It's too nice. It's too nice. And he's right. And do you know what? When he says that, because Thierry Henry is one of those players who actually does, speak out and actually speak the truth. He doesn't just lick arse. He actually says what he thinks. And do you know how many Arsenal fans rip into Thierry Henry? Probably the best Arsenal player we've ever seen at this club, if you're obviously from a certain era. But let's be honest. He's up there, right? Probably the best we've seen. And yet he dares speak out about this manager and about these set of players. The Arsenal fans are straight on Thierry Henry. This is it's just laughable. It's laughable. It really is. Arsenal fans, a lot of them have got short memories. Yeah? Not one Arsenal player in this squad could lace the boots of Thierry Henry. And yet, Arsenal fans want to protect this lot and coat off Thierry because he said something factual about the club. That's where we are, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. That's where we are. See, Stan, this is the one true thing you've said all night. We'll probably release a training top next week to soften the blow. Yep. Now, listen, I have heard, I don't think anyone's, or they might, sorry, guys, there's a lot of comments in here. Heard that obviously Arsenal have increased their ticket rates, not just them, I think that quite a few clubs have. And obviously I've always been on a rant in the past about, cost of living crisis and you'd like to think Arsenal would do a little something for the fans just to ease the pressure or soften the blow. As you said, Stan, just with regards to ticket prices, putting a freeze on them or maybe reducing them. Not by much, just every little bit helps. But we knew this was coming, we've had a good season, played good football, and the prices are going up. And then for me, when you get a club who make over 3 million per home game, Arsenal make a hell of a lot of money. And in the way it is, when people have got a choice of, you've got to pick one or the other, you can't have both. It's either heat or eat. Yeah? Keep yourself warm and go with that food, or fill up your belly and be freezing cold. That's where a lot of people are at the moment. And yet, they increase the prices on their tickets. But what do I know? LED, cousin of LG. Hope you're well, mate. Working today, so I missed the match. I'm glad I missed it, to be honest. Bottlers FC. They don't want to win. They're just happy taking the money. But don't worry. The attitude has changed. Exactly. There you go. Tony Neri, big up yourself, mate. Hope you're well. 5% increase, apparently. 5%. Arsenal forever. Yep, that is right. By another 5%. 5%. Yes, it's going up to £100. Wow. Now at 45 likes. Come on, Tony Ibra. 5% increase for next season. Yes. Declan Fallon as well. My guy, Declan. I hope you're well, mate. Great to see you on the stream again, Diesel. I hope you've been well, fella, mate. If you're good, I'm good. You know that. Joanne, I'm burning one of my shirts tonight, as that's what Arteta might as well have done with all the money he's been given. Boom! Come on. 40,000 fans left the stadium 10 minutes before the end. Super fans, eh? Theatre of nightmares. Yep. Ancelotti washed up like Woy, I suppose. Woy is in Woy Hodgson. For anyone who didn't know that. AJ, 49 likes. Come on, we're getting there, aren't we? Where's that? No worries, mate. Sorry, mate. I have to go. I will watch the rest tomorrow. Big up yourself. People, please go and follow Warren's Team Talk. Very good friend of mine. Tony Diesel, imagine what the big man would say today if he saw this performance. Listen, I'll be honest with you, Tony. I think he'd be saying the exact same thing as me. I really do. I really do. I miss Claude. Not without him. I miss his post reactions. Yeah, I do. Listen, we've bottled it. I don't care what anybody tells me. We've bottled it. It's as simple as that. My thing now is, because I'm one of them people, I don't dwell on it. I move on. My thing now is I want to know what's going to happen next season. I want to know what they're going to do in the summer. I want to know how they're going to fix this. I want to know which players they're going to sell. Like for me, I'm reading about Brighton obviously getting James Milner and Pedro from Wolves. I mean, that's two deals that are, I think, well, Pedro's done. Milner will be done at some point. There's teams who are starting to do some business early doors. For me, I want to know what Arsenal are going to do. Are they going to long it out and start making signings in the last 2 weeks of the window? Are we going to go early? Are we going to get quality players in? And I mean quality, world-class players, because I'm holding people to that now, because that's what they've been telling me. Champions League, meaning they obviously we can attract world-class players, quality players. If that's the case, I want to see who we buy then. Oh, God, I've got... this is a new thing on StreamYard. Starred. Look at this. Look, Oregon Gooner. Big up yourself, mate. Stake settings. Come on. These are like super chats, but they're not coming up as super chats. They're like coming up as starred. Really weird. Oregon Gooner, thank you very much, mate. I've auto-star super... What? You can star important... Oh, wow. You can star important comments so you remember to discuss them during the show. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, nice one. Oregon Gooner, thank you very much, mate. We've got another one from Randy Viper as well. Come on. Keep it coming. It pays the bills. It pays the bills. Randy Viper, who's Arsenal's most irreplaceable player this season? Whoever that is our player of the season. And I can guarantee you nobody will say Saka. Oh, good question. Do you know what? Irreplaceable, I would say. Oh, God. Oh, it's a tough one, Oh, God. Who would I say? Do you know what? None of them. No one's irreplaceable. I've got to be honest with it, Rand. They've all hit poor form at the same time. Like there's not one. Listen, let's be clear here, right? I watched this Arsenal side, and as well as they've done, this season at times, I don't look at this Arsenal side and think, oh, I don't know what it is. I've got no real affection to any of this lot. I don't, and I think a lot of that is because of the age I'm at, and obviously growing up and seeing absolute ballers at this club. And for me, this is such a high standard because of what I've seen and what I've witnessed at this club, that for me, it's very hard for me to forget what I've seen in the past and try and get chummy with this lot. I just can't do it. Some, good players that I like, but in terms of that word, irreplaceable, none of them. There's not one player I'd look at in this side and say, he is irreplaceable. There's not one. So I'm sorry, I'd have to go zero. None of them. Zero. Zilch for me on that. But Randy, thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. And he sent me another one here. So look, we need Guendouzi back tripod. I love Guendouzi, and a lot of people don't. A lot of it's because if he was young and British, he'd be loved, but he's not. He's French. I do think that plays a little part in it. As a player who gave it his all, will grab games by the scruff of the neck, but he never got the credit for it. A lot of Arsenal fans, they just never took to him. For whatever reason. I liked him, though. There's a rumour, apparently, that West Ham are interested in him. So don't be surprised if we see him back in the Premier League next season. And that's it for all the super chats. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate that. Brenny, for me, it's not a good season because we have won nothing. Fact, and that is a fact. I said last week, if West Ham win that Europa Conference thing, they've had a better season there than us. Because it's the name of the game is trophies, right? And people, they just don't get that. I don't understand it. I really don't. Xhaka was at a blinder this season, and now it emerges he's after a move to Germany. Surprise, surprise. Joe Darren, the one thing I would say, I'm glad he's he's had a really good season, right? Fair play to him. But I'm glad he's had a good season because some of these players, we shouldn't struggle to sell them. Yeah? Because a lot of these players are coming off the back of a good season, right? So Xhaka, if this was this time last year, we'd struggle to flog him. After the season he's had, obviously he would have attracted interest from clubs, right? So he's got to go. Had a good season. But is he, let's be honest, is he the answer going forward in that midfield? The answer is no. He's getting older, he's getting slower. He was never the quickest anyway. So for me, make money on him now and sell him. I think he's coming up to 18 months left in his contract. I think he wants to go. Knowing Arsenal, will probably beg him to stay again. But if they've got anything about him, get rid and do an overhaul in that midfield. Because that's what we need. Mr. Waffle, this season was our biggest and best chance. We aren't winning anything under Arteta. Fact. Darren Sullivan, thank you. Look, see, someone who agrees with me. Mudryk is quality. He will come good. I'm telling you now, I've seen enough. I've seen enough of that player to think, do you know what? Give him time. This is what makes me laugh. If it was an Arsenal player, he needs time, judge him next season. When he's someone else, he's a flop, he's this, he's that. He's just got there. I mean, mind you, tell me one player who's shining at the moment at Chelsea. There's none of them. None of them. He's just got there. You know, Arsenal fans are just salty because he went Chelsea and not us. He wanted to come to us, by the way. That wasn't his fault. That was us not putting the money up. I mean, blimey, he was flirting with us on social media, God knows how many times. I mean, listen, a buying signal. That is a buy. If ever you've seen one, he wanted to come to us. So all this hate he's getting from Arsenal fans, I just don't get it. Seriously, grow up. Tony B, the problem, Diesel, you can't own the big club mentality because you're not attracting big name players. Once you get them and turn the corner, unfortunately, you're like the rest at the moment. Yeah, that's true. Listen, Tone, right? I think, right, if Arsenal if we had just one world-class player, it kind of opens the gate, right? It opens the door for others to come. You know, people think, a lot of Arsenal fans think that because we're in the Champions League now, it's going to open the door to this next bracket of elite level players, and they're all going to come here. I don't think that's necessarily the case, mate. I think it's and I'm talking world class. You know, people throw that term around so easy now, but for me, you know, there's a lot of barometers for me to look at someone and think that's a world class player, right? And I don't know if Arsenal Champions League or not. I don't know. I can't. Me personally, I can't see world class players, top tier, elite level players, looking at us thinking, "I'm going to go there." I just can't see it. I can't see it. You know, the only way around that is if you pay top dollar, and I mean top dollar. But we know that Arsenal won't. So I don't. And plus, don't forget, you know, world class, elite level players. You're never going to be after them and you know, just you. You know, there's always going to be a queue of big clubs after those players, and I can't see these players turning down these big clubs to pick us. I just can't see it. So I don't know. But listen, time will tell. You know, these fans are telling me that Arsenal are going to do it. So yeah, let's see if it's true. You know, because we need them. Do you know what, Tone? Think about it, right? I know, like, West Ham fan, but listen, Arsenal, stadium like that, third biggest club in the country, massive worldwide, can sell out, pack out any stadium twice, 2-3 times over anywhere in the world. A squad of 27, 28 players, not one world-class player. Not one. Do you not find that damning? We've not got one world-class player, and yet we're finishing second. And I've always said, the quality of the league is poor for me, and it has been over the last several seasons. Take Man City out and Liverpool, obviously, this season. But, normally, the last several seasons, take out Man City and Liverpool, it's been a poor quality league. I just think the quality is lacking big time in this league. We've not got one world-class player, and we're second. We've been top all season, and we've not got one world-class player. Now, for me, that speaks volumes about the quality of the league, in my opinion. Equaled with the fact that, fair play to Arsenal, we've been up there all season with good players, but they're not world-class. And I think for me in my eyes, for Arsenal to take that next step now and elevate, we need to, there's no argument, guys, we need world-class players. I'm not saying we need 7, 8, 9, but blimey, at least 2 or 3. I'm sorry, we need a squad. We've got a good set of 11 players, but these players are brittle, soft. And it's not so much world-class players. I want characters here. I want leaders here. I really do. I want leaders. I want big personality players. I want, and so, we're going to see. We're going to see what they do in the summer, because I'm telling you now, the pressure's on them. Champions League is back now. Yeah, we can't cut it in the Europa League, let alone this. So let's see what they do. Ali D, Chelsea are in disarray, but I can guarantee they'll finish above us next season. Probably. Well, we'll see, won't we? I think Poch, that's going to be announced over the next couple of days, if not already. So let's see what he does. Darren thinks we're going to finish 8th next season under Arteta. Be honest, guys. Do you think Arteta will see out the season? Like, we know he's going to stay in the summer. Interesting. Danny Cook, Tony. The reason Ancelotti won't come to us is because we are one of the biggest elite teams in the world. But unfortunately, our board and so many of our fans don't get that. True. It's the fans, Tone. Yeah, it's a lot of it's the fans. They just look. If you look at it like this, right? If you're an owner, right? Look at certain games this season. The game today, we lost 3-0 at home. We were schooled. We were outfought, outmuscled, outplayed in every sense, right? And you're an owner. You're in that club. Yeah, you're in the stadium. Or you're watching it on telly or whatever, right? Your team have lost 3-0. They've been spanked. And yet all you're seeing are fans in the stadium singing, dancing, cheering, being jubilant, this, that, the other. As an owner, you're thinking, well, what's the problem? There's no problem here, right? Do you know what I mean? Southampton, all you could hear was the fans. West Ham, especially in the home games, if Arsenal lose, because obviously we've been riding this wave this season, win, lose or draw, those fans aren't shutting up, and they're going to be, singing and cheering, this, that, the other. Now, to the perception of the owner, they're looking at that thinking, well, nothing needs to change. What's the problem? Yeah, we lost, but look, they're still loving life down there. All is well, all's good. And that's what it is, Tony. I think that's the problem. I'm sitting here on this stream now for an hour and 43 minutes telling you guys it's not enough. Second is not enough. I want more. People can come at me and call me this, that, the other, disillusioned or deluded or whatever. No, I'm ambitious. I want more. I know what Arsenal can do. If they start acting like the club that we know they are and the club they've been years ago, and the stature of the club, and start moving like an Arsenal club should and have before in the past. If they can do these things and get it right, listen, I've always said this. It's all there. It's all in place. nice stadium, training facilities. It's there. It's there. It's just waiting for someone to come along, pick it up and run with it. I've always said that, you know. Arsenal, you could call it a sleeping giant if you like. It's there. It's all set in stone. The foundations, as Terence would say his word, it's all there, right? It's just waiting for someone special to come along and really grab it with both fans. If that can happen, my God, well, we could do something special here. But you know what? Until then, when you know the fans that we've got, top four, and this is all down to Wenger. He started this, and it's still here, even though after he's long gone. That thing, that top four trophy thing, it's still here. And our fans, a lot of Arsenal fans, just want that, and they're happy with that. They don't want any more. Just that alone, top four. They don't want to win the Champions League. They just want to be in it. They don't want to win it or go for it. They just want to be part of it. And whilst we've got fans like that, nothing will ever change. It'll just be how it is. Top four. The odd FA Cup, top four. Simple. 52 likes. Come on, AJ. We got over it. We got over the line. Big up yourself. Darren Sullivan. Odegaard is a Tony Kroos type player. Probably copied his technique at RM, Real Madrid, but will not be next level without another push. He has outperformed everyone in the second half of the season. Saka has dropped. Do you know what? I do like Odegaard. I can't lie. I do. You know, I do. I still think he goes missing in big games, and that's my gripe with him. I don't think he's a captain. In fact, that should be taken off him as soon as possible. He's not a captain for me. He's just not. But I do like him. I do. I know there's a lot of Arsenal fans who just rip him and don't think he's all that. But you know, you look at his numbers. I do. He works hard. He does work hard, but he's not a captain for me. He's not a captain. But yeah, it's been a good bit of business. I do like Odegaard, I must admit. He's grown on me. He has grown on me. Oregon Guna, Mudryk is a baller on FIFA. Come on. Mike, Edu needs to earn his coin and sign top-class players to get us top four next season. The top four next season, City, United, Newcastle, then us. Listen, we'll have to see. Look, we'll have to see what happens in the summer because I can't see this club doing what's required. I really can't. I can't see it. Colin Williams, big up yourself, Colin. I hope you're well, mate. We have to buy top-notch players. The likes of White and Saka look knackered today. And because of the injuries, as well as the squad has been shown up for what it is, thin. Yeah. Martin, Harvey Barnes, non-penalty goals 12. Bukayo Saka, non-penalty goals 11. Maximum pain. Lee Judge is saying it wasn't a bottle job and Arteta has next season in the summer to spend big. Listen, actors, yeah? Actors. Some of these guys I've spoken to in the past. Trust me. That's for the cameras. Trust me, it's for the cameras. I won't delve too much into that because I ain't got time for that lot. But that's all for the cameras. Trust me. Yeah. I've spoken to some of these people, and I know people who know them. And trust me, what they say off camera, very different to what they say on camera. I see through it, so you guys should too. Danny Cook, that's what's so sad, Tone. We won't get managers like him because our board don't have any ambition, and so many of our fans accept mediocrity. I'm sure he would come if given the chance. We have to look at it as if to say, we have to have that mindset of we are the Arsenal, we can attract anyone. All we got, just pay for it. I'm telling you, Arsenal, big club, you know. I agree with Partey. Yes, yeah. For me, I'm sorry. I went from. It's really weird, Dal. I went from loving him to hating him after what I saw against Man City. I honestly, it's really bothered me that getting bullied by Grealish. I don't know what it is. It's really bothered me, right? And I can't get over it. And honestly, I just can't get over it. I just can't. It shocked me. Like I just saw a play. I just thought, blimey, someone. Nah, it's enough for me to think you got to go now. He's got to go. And after what I saw today, getting pushed off the ball, and he's just got nothing about him, Partey. When he first come here, he looks like a beast, doesn't he? He looks like a boss. He looks like someone where you think, cool, sod having around with him. But what I've seen, you know, when players actually put it on him, he does go hiding. He don't want it. He's scared. He's just a big friendly giant. And for me, to be an enforcer in that midfield, he's not the answer. He's not him. It's not him. That is why he's got to go. And today, when I see him get knocked off the ball and the look on his face like he wasn't bothered, that's two things now that I've seen that for me are unforgivable. That man has got to go. Get him out the club in the summer. Get him out the club. And he's injury prone as well. Yep, definitely. God, I just see him in. Where's that comment? Where's that comment? Ah, this is the one. Tony Blackwell. So you can imagine Arsenal laying out over 200 million for Rice and Tony, Pepsi. I don't see it. No chance. No chance. I keep hearing about Arsenal being the favourites for Declan Rice. I want Ivan Toney, man. I just think Ivan Toney for me would be such a good fit for us. I really do. The way we play and the way he is, I just think he'd be such a good fit. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I'm going to throw this out there. I think Arsenal need two strikers. I think we need two. I want a striker like Ivan Toney, but I also want like an Olivier Giroud type. I want a plan B. You know, I want a plan B, so that we've got 2 or 3 different ways of playing. Because for me, we're just too predictable. We are too predictable, and we've become too predictable. And people can see that. You know, these other clubs can sniff it, they can smell it, they can see it. When I say Arsenal need a shake-up this summer, guys, please believe me, I don't say that lightly. We need a shake-up, right? We need a better calibre of players. We need a better squad. You know, I'm sorry, like this. People, people say that we've got a thin squad, and which is true. We have. It's true. You know, we've got nothing really coming off the bench. We've got a good 11. We've struggled, guys, in the season when we're playing once a week. Imagine what it's going to be next season when we're playing double the amount of games. And I don't think people realise that. Arsenal have got a lot to do this summer. I'm telling you, a lot to do. Yeah. Now that we're in the Champions League, I don't want to, hearing about all this nonsense about they've just brought that 18-year-old in and that 19-year-old, and we're going to ease them in and they're going to be world class in 3 to 4 years. No. Sorry, no. That, you might have got away with that when we was just about scraping top 4, right? We tried to go for a league title this season, and we're in the Champions League next season. That old flannel, that ain't going to wash anymore. No, we're past that now. Yeah, we're past that. We need experienced, proven players now. Winners. Yeah? Winners. Been a good live stream. Cheers, Steve. Thank you, mate. Top man. Big up to Jez Collins. I can see you in this somewhere, Jez. Hope you're well, mate. There he is. Jez Collins. Big up yourself. Arsenal, the history and more. Anyone who's not subscribed to that, go and subscribe to it because it's Jez's channel. I'd imagine you all are, but if anyone who's not, please go and do that for me. 56 likes. Come on. Thank you, Steve. Ali D. Eddie's on 100 grand a week and the number 14. Embarrassing signing. He's got to go. He's not the answer. Listen, when you think about it, right? Ainsley Maitland-Niles is still an Arsenal player, yeah? He's on loan at Southampton. They're going down. The chances are, I don't think they'll probably sign him because of the wages he's on, which means he'll probably... I think they would have signed him had they have stayed up. I'm sure I heard that somewhere. Now that they're obviously relegated, there's a chance he's going to come back to us. Now, what's the chances, we're going to get big money? Big money. Will we get money for him? End of. I don't know. Probably not. But listen, the negotiation at Arsenal is poor. Like, we don't sell players well. I'll tell you something, and I always said this, right? When Chelsea sacked that woman, Marina, I was thinking, Arsenal, go and get this woman, because I think she's good. Honestly, some of the deals she got right for those players that they sold And that was down to her negotiation skills. I thought she played a blinder on a lot of them. So, but obviously Arsenal just too small-minded for me. Nah, that would never have happened. But we do have a lot of players here. I think Pablo Mari, I don't think he's an Arsenal player anymore from memory from what I read the other day. Is it Monza? He's there now permanently. That's done. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is due to come back. We've got Balogun due to come back. Nicola Pepe due to come. Well, he's out on loan. When you think about it, guys, there's a lot of players we've still got on these books and we need to shift. Now, he'll get money, Arteta, of course he will, but I also think he's going to need to shift a lot of players in order to boost funds. And if people are telling me that we're going to be going for these world-class players now that we're in the Champions League, I think people were a bit misguided there. World-class players cost a lot of money. So, yeah, let's see what happens. I've got no faith, if I'm honest with you. Good question, Mike. Chat. Anybody heard anything about James Dunlop, a.k.a. Jimmy D? Everton fan who used to visit this chat room. Great posts. Where is... Yeah, that's a point. I haven't seen him in a while. If anyone sees him in another channel, tell him that Diesel said hello, if you don't mind. Tony B, the players let the fans on Arteta down today. Talk about downing tools. It was like watching you against Newcastle last week. So it was a mirror image of that today. The truth is, mate, I genuinely believe the Arsenal players, they watched that Man City game and they saw Man City tear Everton a new one and their heads dropped. And they went out on that pitch thinking, do you know what? What's the point? We know they're going to win it. What's the point? I honestly, I do believe that. I do believe it. And Brighton are fighting for something. They're fighting for Europe. They weren't just going to come here and lay down, especially after what happened to them last week. So Arsenal, they can't be that stupid and thick. They must have known Brighton were going to come to play some ball. And play ball they did. And we had no answer for it. We got schooled, we got bullied. It's as simple as that. My thing now is, the season's done. Man City are going to win it. They're going to beat Chelsea next week because, let's be honest, everyone's whipping Chelsea at the moment. So they're going to win it in front of their own fans in their home, the Etihad. And that'll be announced next week. My thing now is, there's nothing left to play for. The season's done for me. Whatever. We've bottled it again. What I want to know now is, I don't want to dwell on it. I want to see what Arsenal are going to do to rectify this situation, because we shouldn't have been in this situation again from last season. And yet here we are again, bottled it again. It's that word, isn't it? Again. Bottled it once, bottled it twice, bottled it 3, bottled it 4, bottled it 5, bottled it 6. We are known as bottle jobs, no cojones. That's what Arsenal are known as. Soft, brittle, can play lovely football. Pressure gets applied. Oh, little boys, please don't hurt me. No, right? Let's see what they do now. Let's see what they do, because action has to be taken. Listen, anyhow they don't do what's required, they don't take action on what's happened. This is a club that is dropping, failing, sinking. They don't care. Arteta, for me, he wants to win. You can tell he wants to win. He's got no chance with Edu there, Vinay. I mean, I'm not one who bangs out about the Cronkies. I don't bang on about the Cronkies because Arsenal have spent money. They have. I don't really think the Cronkies are the issue here. I really don't. I think, we've had money to spend and we've spent a lot of it poorly. Kiwior, I'm going to reserve judgment. So far, I'm not impressed with what I've seen, if I'm honest with you. I'm really not. However, I'm a firm man, but I'm a fair man. I'm not going to judge him too much. I'll judge him more next season. I want to see what he does. But so far, I've got to say, I'm not impressed at all. Ramsdale's annoying me a little bit now. Too flappy for me, making more and more mistakes as each week passes. Is that because he's got no one of quality behind him? No one pushed him, so he's becoming complacent. He's just signed a new contract. It's funny that, isn't it? I don't know. Is it something about that? Their money doubles and then they think, yeah, they're Charlie Big Bollocks. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Oscar Lewins, big up Oscar. Hope you're well, mate. Arsenal's last 7 games: drawn, lost, 1-1, lost. Good luck chasing City with that. Exactly, mate. Fact. Totally agree. AJ, 58 likes. Big up. Come on. Arteta needs to resign if he loves the club. We know he won't, though, mate. Shame. Ryan, Diesel, you hit the nail on the head. These sexuals can talk about why they want Arteta, but when you question reasons why, they can't answer you. Do you know what? That's true. I'm not making it up. Honestly, Arteta ins. Why do you want him in? Why? They can't answer it. They go around the houses. It's a politician's answer. And I've said, you've heard me say this. I've asked Terence this. Talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Give it to me in layman's terms. Right? Layman's terms. Why you want... Can't answer it. They can't answer it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. They just can't answer it. Yeah, I've heard this, mate. The rumor is, Randy, that West Ham may go for Guendouzi to replace Declan Rice. Tone, your honest opinion, mate, right? You being a West Ham fan, can you honestly see Declan Rice coming to the Arsenal? Be honest. Because I keep hearing that we're the favourites. Ace Allen, big up yourself. Ace, Arsenal boys are nothing to be proud of, unlike the Arsenal girls. Yeah, the girls are showing us the way to go, to be honest with you. AJ, 60 likes. Come on, big up yourself. AJ, come on. Thank you very much for keeping me in the loop with regards to that. Ryan Stockley. Now, this is about Thierry Henry, what I said earlier on. Let's have it right, these. Legends of our club are getting slagged off by our fan base. Let that sink in for a minute. And he's right. So whenever Thierry Henry comes out and says something maybe against Mikel or a mistake he's made or a mistake that Arsenal players made or whatever, anything he says that is deemed negative by a large section of this fan base, they all turn on Thierry Henry, the best player, most talented player we've seen at this club. Let's be honest. I mean, the guy was an absolute magician, right? But yet, Arsenal fans will turn on Thierry Henry. Small-minded, short memories, and absolute scumbags in this fan base. To turn on a man like that, yeah, a man who was coaching for free. No. That's how you know the club's messed up, and it's never going to get back to the heights it used to have. It just won't. It won't. I'm sorry. Agreed. Yeah, agreed, Diesel. I'm not connected to any of them in terms of like players now, players that we've seen over the years. I've got no, as Darren was saying, that I said this earlier on, guys. I've just got no. I can't look at these players and think, oh, I love him. I can't. My favourite player of all time is Ian Wright. Ian Wright, I would cross the road for in a heartbeat. My favourite player, Paul Merson. I loved Merson. Anders Limper, loved him. A lot of fans didn't like him, but I really liked Stefan Schwartz. I thought he was a good player. Just certain players, man. Bergkamp, Perez. I always liked David Hillier. I thought he was a very good player. Ian Selly was all right. Just players over the years where I'm like, we've had quality players, Paul Davis, Michael Thomas, Rocky, top players, and I think over the years, like we've seen players like this, and these players of today in this Arsenal team right now, I've got no affiliation with them. I'm sorry, I just don't, good players, but would I cross the road for them? Probably not. Ali D, spot on Diesel, I totally agree. Come on. Tony Ibra, Fabio Vieira, some idiot said he was the next Pires. Boy, if I ever see that person, idiot. Guendouzi was, I love Guendouzi. Love Guendouzi. I'll take him back. 62 likes. Come on, AJ, big up. Jez Collins, I remember Henry was crap in his first season until Wenger moved him out to the left. I'll tell you another story, Jez, right? You'll know this. Thierry Henry's first season, right? So when he came, we still had Jermaine Pennant at Arsenal. And I'll never forget this story, right? In training one day, this was when obviously Henry first got there. in training one day, Jermaine actually turned around to the manager and said, "You paid how much for that? I hope you kept the receipt." Right? Honestly, this is coming from Jermaine Pennant, by the way. Right? So that just goes to show how poor he must have been, Thierry Henry. And to think of what he became. My God, talk about from rags to riches, right? I mean, it's just unbelievable. What a player. What a player. Marlon Benny, hope you're well, mate. Marlon, I tend to stay away from the politics. Us Arsenal fans love civil war for some stupid reason. I just state, well, me personally, mate, I'm just stating facts. Mr. Waffle, if the manager can't get the players in the right frame of mind, it's down to Arteta. I don't agree with blaming the players when we lose and big up Arteta when we win. It's a collective, though, isn't it? It's a collective, you know. He's got his part to play, Arteta. I'm just one of them people. I just won't solely put it down on him. And a lot of Arsenal fans do. They're saying it's all down to him. And no one's really talking about the players. And for me, it's both. It is both. You know. But yeah, ultimately, if we're being honest, guys, ultimately it comes down to the manager. His first ever managerial job, and he's on 7-8 million a year. Now, for that kind of money, if you're the owner and you're shelling out that sort of coin, then I'm sorry, you want more. Yeah, what's that saying? You want more bang for your buck, right? And to think, you know, obviously, you know, bottling it twice last season and this season as well. It's not what you exactly call money being earned, whether it's by him or the players. You know, we're talking about Saka being on 300 grand a week. His money's doubling. Where's he been for the last several weeks? You know, even today, poor. So, yeah, listen, there's a lot's got to change this summer, and we're finally going to see if being in the Champions League does attract world-class players. Let's see. Let's see if these super fans are right. And that Arsenal do part with millions upon millions upon millions to get these world-class players. Let's see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go 2 hours. Come on. Boom! Diesel, back to his best. Waxing lyrical. I'm going to go. I'm going to do a stream in the week. I promise you guys I will be back as soon as I possibly can. 20 past 11 now. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching. 46 still watching as well. You've been with me for the whole 2 hours. I love you. But we've all got work tomorrow, right? I know it's horrible. I cry my eyes out every Sunday night. I'm not going to lie to you. I really do. I'm going to have a quick munch. I shouldn't, but it's late. But, you know, Sunday, I'll start the diet tomorrow. I'm going to have a munch now, and then I'm going to go to bed and watch something in bed, some sort of telly or whatever. If not, I'll probably watch YouTube. I might watch this back and just stare at my lovely boat. But, guys, listen, have a great Sunday night, or what's left of it. Enjoy yourselves. And, yeah, let's not be too depressed Monday morning tomorrow, yeah? Love yous. Big up yourselves. And I'm going to play the outro. Boom. Love you. Later.